So here we are again on the German theme of this month and running into October. I've really enjoyed doing all the Oktoberfest beers. It's given me an excuse to come down the cabin, Spencer Arms, drink some beer in the week. Once we get to the end of Oktoberfest, I'm going to stop myself from doing it and get back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, no beer, just kick it in on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I hope you've enjoyed these videos that have been coming quite rapid. I've enjoyed doing it. Janie gets a chance to watch her telly. But anyway, I'm really excited to, like I've said in a previous video, it's all about talking about local breweries and, you know, local anything or whatever. Just like the spirit here is we just have fun in here. We have friends round, we do themed evenings and we do, you know, a bit of music stuff and that. But I really am excited to talk to you about this brewery, BRAYBROOKE Brewery in Margate Harborough. Now, I'm sure that there's going to be people who know about this brewery, right? Okay. So BRAYBROOKE Beer Co. is a brewery in the British countryside making high quality lagers to exacting German principles. Now, I've had to write some notes down. I wanted to do a little bit of research on these because, again, my good friend Murray, well, I say good friend, but say, I ain't your friend, I've just gave you some beers. You can tell that he supplied it maybe because there's a little sticky label on. Now, yeah, I could get this probably cheaper off BRAYBROOKE's website, but if I wanted one tomorrow, I could trot down to the offie and go and get one cold in the fridge, ready to go. So it's worth paying the extra. Actually, it's about 46 pence extra for that. And they are supporting the local brewery. And it was actually Murray at the offie that introduced me to these, talking about my newfound love for lager. So this is a Keller lager, which essentially means like a cellar lager. So it's going to be like unfiltered. It's going to be, you know, from what I can see, like a cellar beer is roll the barrel around and you're going to get all that crap and shit rolling around. Lovely shit. And then you leave it to settle. So in here, I am thinking that with all that messing about like that, there's going to be a lot of crap in there that's going to taste wonderful and beautiful. So yeah, Keller lager coming in at I think it's 4.8% I've seen earlier on. Yeah, 4.8% ABV. This is my last glass that I've got clean. The bar, look at it. Seriously, I've got glasses, bottles, cans, everything. I've got to come down here on Friday and clean it all up, get it all sorted, ready for Saturday night's little playtime. Anyway, I've got some notes written down here because I wanted to sort of like explain a little bit about BRAYBROOKE, the brewery. It's on a farm just outside of BRAYBROOKE, and basically these guys import their malt from Germany, right? They also get their hops from, and I think it's Tenang in Germany, and I think that like it's spelled, I think it's Tettnang. I think just having a little read, that is actually a hop, but it's a place in Germany where they get their hops from. They soften the water, and the lager yeast that they use is grown specifically for them in Bavaria. So these guys are actually using German malts, German hops, and German yeast specifically grown for them. I've heard on the street, I'm not 100% sure, that they have got some connection. They've got some connection with people over in Germany. So that's probably where they've got that sort of like, what's the word? Advantage, I suppose, to be able to get them in there. They're literally up the road from me. I could drive there to them within half an hour. They also use the decoction mash method, which I love. Sounds so interesting. I think I know what it is. So because I've spoke about it before, but I wasn't just researching to get it exact, but it's basically as you're doing the mash, whereas normally you'll do the mash and the were to be like come from the mash, and then the mash would just be gone. What they do is I think they actually take some of the mash out and then they introduce it to the boil at a stage, I think, to extract more of them like juicy caramel notes out. So I imagine there's going to be a little bit of caramel sort of like malty taste in that, or some sort of dark malts in there. And then it says they do the lagering for these for a minimum of 30 days of lagering, minimum, for a clean flavour and a natural carbonation. Now, this is what I absolutely love about these beers and the German beers. I love the natural carbonation you get from the yeast, because the yeast turns the sugars into alcohol and also produces the CO2. And if you can tell the difference between a naturally carbonated beer and a beer that's had an infused carbonation, you really can. I mean, some of these crappy bloody lagers that we can get out there, they're just like fizzy pop. You know, I think they're just like massively carbonated. You have them nice and ice cold and they're just like a fizzy pop. Whereas the carbonation that you get naturally from the yeast is so much softer. It gives you so much more of a great mouthfeel. Anyway, this is a nice, very inconspicuous label. It's like, we are Braybrookke Brewery, and we've got you here a Keller lager, and we've got a nice little, very neatly written description on the back. And yeah, let's crack this open and let's get it into this glass and see what we get out of this. Here we go. Now, oh my word, look at the darkness of that. Now, one of the things that excites me about this is we're a small channel. And when I say we're, Janie says to me, it's your thing, you know. But I like to get involved if I can. But like, we're a small channel. We've got 181 subscribers, which I am so thankful for. And it is going up daily. I'd love to get to 200. I really would. So we're a little small impact into the world of beer and such like. And I'm not out for anything other than just to spread the love. And I've lost my train of thought. But like, if I can introduce one person to this beer, to this brewery, and they buy a beer and go, do you know what? I watched this guy talk about this beer and I bought that, and I tell you, it's lovely. A little bit the same with like Hackney Brewery. I've just done that video. That's a separate video. Then I'm pleased. But also, I've just realised Adam, who will be watching this, the Beer Monster reviews. He loves his lagers, and he's introduced me to wheat beers and Weiss beers. But when it comes to British lagers, you know, there's so much rubbish out there, and we are having the wool pulled over our eyes with all these like fancy lagers that are supposed to be coming from different places where they're not. They're actually brewed here and under license, or what. However they're brewed, they're just shocking. So, especially if it just means that he tries this, or one of my reviewers shows me this and then I try it and I love it and I spread the word. It's keeping these little breweries, well, some of them are small, bigger than others. It's keeping these breweries alive, and it's stopping. If we all just have a little piece of each of these breweries and buy all their beers from each of these little breweries, we keep these fantastic craft beers going, these craft lagers. And now there's a lot of British brewers that are really putting massive effort into these German style, or these German, like if this is using all German ingredients, it's a German, but it's not brewed in Bavaria or whatever. But you know, we're keeping it alive, aren't we? We're keeping it alive. I know you pay a little bit of a premium, but I think this, I've just seen this £3.45. I'm sure this is about £2.90 on the website or something. It's not overly expensive. So anyway, waffling on as I do. Again, with the Spenno beer chats, my nose is like, hang on a minute, I ain't really going to give you too much until you've had a sip. They always say, don't you, can hold your nose and bite an onion and you won't taste it. So they work in harmony, don't they? So I'm getting just a little bit of a bready, malty there. It's a beautiful colour. It's like a dark orangey colour, that is. It changes as it goes down the glass. Look, it's like you've got sort of like a bit of light and a darkness, which I find in a lot of German beers. So that, to me, it's almost like you can hold that to me and I'll go, that's a bloody German beer, that is, because it's like a multicoloured beer. It isn't, but it is. You know, it's got some lightness in there and some darkness in there. It's almost like you've mixed the colours up but not quite mixed them up into. It's like you've had a paint made at B&Q, but it's not quite mixed, and there's a few close colours in there that are not quite mixed. This, I'm looking forward to this. Lovely levels of carbonation. You get that. You can see how soft that is. Anyway, shut up, Spen. Get into this. Oh. Oh. We can do it in Britain. We can do it. These breweries, they can do it. Fantastic. So, again, we've got a really nice, subtle, smiley bitterness in that beer. It's a very nice, it's hard to describe. It's just a really nice, natural bitterness that's coming from, not just from the hops. I truly believe the bitterness doesn't only come from the hops, although primarily, in order to get a beer bitter, we want to extract them alpha acids. We want to get that but these lagers seem to have a different type of bitterness to what, like, say, an IPA or West Coast IPA or a New England IPA or any of them sort of, like, you know, them type of beers, New World sort of IPAs and things have. It's a very subtle bitterness that you can almost, it's like a, I'm not talking there's any chocolate flavours in here, but it's like a bitter chocolate. I talked the other day about licorice, proper natural, good quality licorice, not the sort of crap that you get that's full of sweetness, but that licorice that you give it to somebody, it takes them 4 hours to chew through it, and then, like, they go toilet straight away, you know. And it's like the bitterness, like the bitterness you get from a really decent coffee, all that type of natural bitterness. So I think we're getting some bitterness from the hops, which is really, really subtle, but I think there's also like a bit of a malty bitterness in there. A little bit. There's definitely a little bit of, it tastes like a little bit of a roasty malt in there. A very toasty, roasty malt. I don't want like my toast with it just slightly done with a load of butter on it. I like it nicely well done, and sometimes I'm crap at toast, I burn it under the grill. But I won't throw it away. You know, I don't like wasting food. I'll scrape that burn off and then I'll have it, but it's a bit bittery. So this is a nice toasty, bittery grab from that, as opposed to the type of bitterness you get from the hops. It's quite complex, I think. The carbonation, as you swirl it around your mouth, is also so much softer with these German lagers, these British German lagers. It's so much softer than like a carbonated bloody lager. You know, the ones that you have a swig of it and then like you feel full and you farting out your mouth constantly. You know, this is just soft carbonation, which comes from that long, as it says here, that long lagering for a clean flavour and a natural carbonation. So yeah, you have that. When it says a clean flavour, to me, it's because the flavour is natural, it's clean, it's not infused with anything, it's not enhanced with anything. The flavour that's in that beer is coming naturally. And this is one of the reasons why beer is good for you. It's good for you, you know, it's good for me, makes me smile, but it's good for you. So yeah, I've had a couple of banging lagers tonight. This one is different to the Halo one that's on a separate video, but even so, it's still a really clean, natural lager that's been brewed in a great way according to that German style that we expect. I mean, God, I've got to say, you know, I love Belgian beers, and I've got a lot of Belgian beer in here. I had to do a stock take a few weeks ago and put some just out. I just didn't have no room for. I tried to keep as much of the beer in the fridge as I can, and I've got a relatively cheap air conditioning unit trying to keep this cabin, you know, under sort of 18 degrees, so all the beer just is okay. It's okay. But yeah, I've had to write a list of what I've got. I've got so many Belgian beers and so many different styles of beers. And then just as I think I need to get through it, I go and buy some more and fucking buy some more beer. It's like pretty crazy. But there's just so many styles of beers and so many different beers. But I'm loving at the minute these German lagers and the British brewers brewing German lagers. And that decoction method is giving that. And I always find as I get down, now it's a placebo, but I was about to say to you that decoction method is giving you that more caramelly sweetness from the malts. And as soon as I'm thinking that, and as soon as I'm saying it, that sip I just had gave me them caramelly type of notes. And I think in all types of beer, you cannot turn your nose up at a little bit of caramel flavours in beer. That's one of the reasons why I like my local Everard's Brewery, because they're two of my favourite beers of those, full of caramel. Lovely. It's absolutely stunning. From a brewery that's just up the road from me. And I've got to check out whether they've got a tap room, because if they have, we need to go and visit that and drink some of their fine beer. So tonight, I've talked about and reviewed this beer from BRAYBROOKE. And previously on another video, I've done one from Hackney Brewery. If I was scoring it, they're both, for me, 10 out of 10. Just there's no reason to knock them down. I can't see any reason to knock them down. The effort that's being put into it, the actual price of the beer, to be quite frank, for the effort that's being put into it, because these wasn't overly priced at all. The quality of the beer is just outstanding. Look at how that's left. So you can see it's still cold, because we've got like a frosting, but that's warmed up just enough to give me that last little lingering as it fades away, as the credits come on the film. It was like starring caramels, bready malts, German hops. Do you know what I mean? It's like balance, such a balance. Oh, these are the beers where you need to buy 10 of them and sit out in the sun listening to chilled out music, and just and as each one goes down, you get more flavours, more aromas, you get more drunk, and you appreciate the beer more. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. That's just left me hanging. Beautiful. Anyway, just nearly choked on myself then. Right, so thanks for watching. So we're up to 22 minutes. I will edit it out. I'll be doing a lot of that as I edit it. Yeah, take care, and yeah, just support the local breweries, and please, if you've liked this video, please subscribe. Please press the like button. In the YouTube world these days, I don't think anybody presses dislike. I don't even think that button exists. But yeah, but if if you watch it and you get 10 minutes into it and you're bored, just click the like. It don't hurt. And yeah, just take care of yourself, and just go out and buy some of this fantastic beer and support our smaller breweries that are putting the effort in to make these fantastic beers. Thank you, everybody. Take care.